you have yours set up with a sync so that you're going to keep coming, or did you do a one-time import and they're in there and you're manually adding as you go?
I've just been manually adding as I go.
That is totally okay. I just wanted to know.
Yeah.
Do you have contacts anywhere else in the world that you want to bring in here? Like, for example, on your phone or in your email accounts?
I have to go through them probably.
Okay, so it's not a syncing over.
No.
Okay, I did that, which is why I ended up originally with like 2,400. And I'm going through them and I'm like, I don't even know who this person is.
Yeah.
I ended up with 3, I had 5 Mike Sevilias, like it was.
So you had a lot of cleanup to do.
Still doing lots of cleanup.
Okay.
Right, so if yours is this where that mine was.
Okay.
Right, don't worry about it. Okay, so manually entering them, and are you doing it here in Command or using Kelly app, or are you doing both?
In Command, I'm also still learning Kelly, but I've just been going directly to this and going add contact.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, that totally works. That absolutely works. All right. So let's go ahead and how many contacts do you have right now?
32.
32. And who are these 32 people?
People that have inquired about real estate in some way, shape, or form, or some people that I think might be interested, agents that I've met.
Okay. So let's go ahead and start off with one of those agents then. Okay. That's an easy one for us to start. So go ahead and click on the name of one of your agents, one of the people that you have in there, and I will pull up you. And so this is the first step, is using tags on people. So you can click the edit button, which is the little pencil, and you're going to get this person's contact pop up, right?
Yes.
Okay. And if you scroll down here where it says tags, you can start tagging them as an agent.
Okay.
Which you should definitely do. Perfect. Okay. So you've already started using tags.
Yes.
Have you started creating any custom tags?
Yes, like for buyer wasn't in there initially. It is now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I've got buyer, I've got vendor.
I think they call them affiliated partners. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as long as it makes sense to you, doesn't matter.
Okay.
So I would even think maybe start going bigger than just buyer, especially as your database grows, because you're going to get people who are very specifically wanting to buy in Elmwood, people who want to buy less than 500,000, people who are investor buyers.
Okay.
So coming from the point of view of messaging and marketing, if you have just listed and just sold that you do, you're obviously one of those to everybody, of course. But then the day is going to, you're no longer alone, sorry. The day is going to come when you're going to say, hey, I have a very specific message to send it to a very specific group of people.
Okay.
And setting those up now when you have 32 contacts is way easier than having to retroactively go back through 2,100 contacts and trying to add tags after the fact.
So I could add a tag that says Almaden Valley or something.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Brian Porter even has his down to his walking route. Like he does door knocking, and he knows, like he goes to these 200 houses. This is like route, and then he has names for his walking routes.
Okay.
And so he knows that he's going to these 200 people walking door knocking, and then he's going to follow up with a postcard, and then follow up with a text message, and then follow up with it. So he's gotten super specific, not even just general geography, which is what most agents do. That's the norm. But do what works for you, because he's found that he sends out different messages to his different Morgan Hill door knocking, his Santa Teresa door knocking, his Almaden door knocking. Okay, ladies, welcome. So Teresa and I were just talking because she already has contacts in Command. Just trying to get a feel for where the two of you are. You have contacts in Command. Okay, great. Marisa, what about you? You do too. Perfect. Okay. And what is it that you all would like to get out of today's class then?
You mentioned about the 8x8 and the 6x.
Smart plans?
Yeah.
Okay, so using smart plans on contacts. Great. So that's the start of that is actually what we're discussing right now. So I'm glad you came out here. Marisa, what about you? What would you like to learn today?
I know what I have to do. I want to start doing Facebook ads through Kelly.
Okay, I don't think we're going to be able to touch on that at all today because today's class is specifically around contacts, which have nothing to do with the lead accelerator. or you can come to the next course, it's called Lead Accelerator, or you can watch all the online Connect Live access.
That's right.
Okay. Did you have anything about contacts that you wanted to learn about today?
When are the email campaigns active, or are they already active?
So those are smart plans.
Okay.
Yeah, so good. This is a little phraseology, because we've always called them campaigns, right? They're now called smart plans. Campaigns is something totally different. Right. Okay. So smart plans is what you're talking about, kind of what you were talking about as well. All right. So it all starts again with contacts and making sure, so I'm turning the lights off so you guys can, here we go. So we were with the example of opening up somebody who Teresa has in her system who is an agent, and then tagging them as such. Doing your tags now is the smartest thing that you can do with your contacts because it's going to make all of the smart plans that much easier. Okay. So Tess and Marisa, do you already have custom tags created? Or are you using system tags or no tags at all? No tags. Marisa?
System tags.
You're using system tags, custom tags?
Custom tags.
Perfect. Okay, so you and Teresa are custom tags. So Tess is, pick somebody in your system, in your database that you know. Go ahead and click on their name, just like we did with Teresa. And then I want you to click on edit. And Teresa and Marisa, you guys don't want to see this too because there are new tags, and the way that you get them, you used to have to know what it was called and start typing. It's now a drop down, so you can see every single tag that the system has created, as well as your personally generated ones. And the way to go about this, we were just discussing, is with marketing. Think about the messages that you're going to be sending out through smart plans. Think about the messages you're going to be sending out on Facebook. And what kind of message are you sending and who is receiving it, right? So if you're going to have a message that's specifically to other real estate agents, that's either about, hey, off-market listing, let your buyers know, right? That's not something you're going to want to send to necessarily, well, you will send it to clients, but it would be a very different kind of message, right? So you're going to want to tag them as agents. So we'll go ahead and pick somebody in your database right now who is a real estate agent and add the tag agent. I'm also adding tags if they're specifically a KW agent. Because I might someday want to start working on growing my downline more than I already have. And I'm going to want to send out messages to people who are agents, but not people who are already with KW, right? So knowing that I have a differentiation there, and then even more specifically, I've created a custom tag that is called KW San Jose Agent, because I want to know just you guys, right? Do I send out a different kind of message to the agents on our office than I send out to the agents in Poughkeepsie? For sure, right? So that's where you're coming from. Start thinking about who you have in your system and how you're going to be contacting them, what kind of message. And we're going to spend about 5 minutes just creating tags and going through your database and tagging people.
Okay, how do I go to the tag portion?
Yeah, so here, Teresa, you're doing your own. Thanks that you're helpful. So you need to find one of your, so do you have contacts added in yet? You said you did, yeah. You have 1,275, okay. And I just don't see anybody here. Can you refresh this page for me? No, the contacts, yeah, just refresh it for me. And just making sure, is everybody in incognito mode? Are you in incognito mode, Tess? Okay. It just doesn't look like mine. Well, everyone works, and it should work. And you're positive you're in incognito mode. Okay, because normally incognito mode is a dark charcoal background. Can we try it, just to make sure? So I want you to right-click on Chrome. No, right-click. You need to right-click. Have you set up a right-click mouse motion on your computer? Okay, so then usually you can do it just by control-click. And now you need to go to New Incognito window. See how it's dark? There we go. Okay, so now log in and it should work for you. So go to agent.kw.com. And Marisa, how are you doing? Tags.
Just created it.
Perfect. Plus your kids.
Thank you.
Okay, so also think, okay, so do you have a farm that you do? Do you do a geographic area? Okay, would you ever contact those people with a different message than you would everybody else in your database?
Yes.
So let's go ahead and make one of those tags as well then. Find somebody who's in your farm and make a tag for them. Perfect, this is what we were hoping to see. Okay, and I would also suggest accepting cookies just to get that out of the way. All right, wonderful. So go ahead and pick somebody here in your database that you can create a tag for them. So click on the name of somebody in your database. So you're going to click on her name, on her actual, there you go, on her name. Yes, perfect. And this is how you get into a contact record. Okay, whenever you see this pencil, that is edit. So go ahead and click on that pencil, and you're not going to be able to edit your contact record. And Teresa, how are you doing? Great. Just roll on. Is there also a different kind of message that you're going to send out to your sphere of influence? Do you send out different things? Do you possibly have client events that you, like for example, the Villages team, Dave, Suzanne, Dee, the other Suzanne, John, they have a Christmas party. They don't invite all 14,000 of their contacts to their giant Christmas party every year. They have a very specific list, and they've created a tag that says Christmas party invite. So now they can communicate with just the Christmas party. So do you ever do client appreciation events? Do you ever, oh gosh, I can't think of who it is. One of the agents in our office organizes like a once-a-month yoga in the park thing to just people who live on Communication Hill. So she has a farm called, she has a tag called Communication Hill, because she sends different messages just to those people. Great, wonderful, so you've marked her as agent. So that's how you can use the system tags. Have you created any custom tags yet? Let's keep scrolling down. All right, so is there something else that you would consider for Marisa in your head? If you're going to be sending a message to Marisa and people like Marisa, what is that like? What is she, what are people like Marisa?
Like for...
Yeah, so she's probably not the best example. So you can go ahead and click down to the bottom. We're going to save this. Oh, click just somewhere else. Yeah, click save. I want you to pick one of your clients that's in here. That's somebody from your sphere of influence. So you can either click back to contacts or click on the contacts icon. Will both work. So like anybody here or any of these people. Okay, so how do you get to somebody's contact record? Click on their name. You have to click on the name. Yep. Okay, we're going to do 2 more minutes of this. So how do you edit someone's record? Perfect. Okay, and so now coming in, so who is this person to you?
She's a lead.
Oh, she's a lead. Okay, so even more than that, we want to mark her as a lead, which isn't even a tag. So click somewhere else. Mark as lead. So now, so what Tess is finding, she's saying, hey, not only is this a contact that I have, but it's an actual lead in my system. So when you come in here, right now I'm looking at everyone. Does this help me looking at 2,182 contacts? No. But if I click on lead, does this help me? Yes, it does. So when you mark somebody as a lead, you can change from saying, show me everybody to show me leads. So, Teresa, you might want to be doing some of that.
Where do you mark them as a lead?
So the exact same place that you're going in, so you go into a contact record,
Okay.
and you go to edit them, right here, mark as lead.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So thank you, Tess, for pointing that one out.
Kelly, the difference between charcoal color and then the one with highlighted green, what's the difference between those two with the tags?
Let me show you in a quick second. Okay, so is there anything else in terms of tags that you would do for this person? So the ones that don't exist yet. Who says she's a lead? What kind of lead is she? Buyer or seller?
Buyer.
She's a buyer. Okay, so let's add her a tag and saying that she's a buyer. And what kind of a purchase is this woman wanting to make?
Condo, 650, 700.
Okay, so you could certainly create price range tags. Because are you going to send out different messages to people who are in a $2 million range versus people who are in a $600,000 range? The answer could be no. You could be like, nope, I send the same messages to everybody. But if the answer is yes, that's when you want to make tags around them. Okay. So go ahead and make a tag maybe that's called like 6 to 700 or 600 to 800,000, something like that.
If I have one that's in contract?
Perfect, just a second. And so Marisa was asking a question about the colors. So you're saying, hey, on here, I've got some that are in red.
Okay.
I have some that are, right, the white with the blue.
Yes.
Those are tags that I've created, and when I created the tag, I got to say what color I wanted it to be. So, and we'll go into that in just a second. I want to make sure that we're all kind of comfortable at least adding tags to people first. Okay, so Tess, are you comfortable adding tags?
I just selected from one of the drop downs,
Okay, and did one exist for what you wanted to make?
just buyer.
Just buyer, so we were talking about making a custom tag for this client, right? Were you able to make a custom tag? You weren't able to? Okay, so if we click on the edit and come down here and start typing in 600 to 700K, create custom tag. So name the tag whatever you want it to be.
Wow, that gets even more into detail.
Well, and again, when you get to the point where you have 14,000 contacts in your database, it's going to matter, right? And are you at that point going to be like, I have 14,000 people. I should go one by one and start adding individual tags to all of them and spend the next 3 months of my life doing nothing else. Right? Let's do it as soon as we can, and then as you add people, you can make sure that you're putting in, tagging them as they need to be. Okay. Does that work? Awesome. So go ahead and say save, and you're good.
Cool.
And then Teresa's saying, hey, how do I add somebody to my sales pipeline? Right? That was your question? You check the box saying add to sales pipeline.
Yeah.
That didn't exist about 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
If it's been a couple days since you logged in, that was new.
Okay. That makes me feel better.
Yeah, and right, at the beginning of class I said that we are having big updates every single day this week, and probably during Mega Camp as well. So this morning, for example, for about a half an hour, designs went down. You couldn't use Sketchhouse. Like, just expect that this week is going to be a little weird. If something doesn't work, just set it aside and come back to it in an hour and see if it's still down. Alrighty, so that is tags. Now the other thing that you can do, in addition to tags, is custom fields. And those look like, and I'll show you what they are, if I go to add more information. So in this office, we have certain things where it's an either or, right? So tags are great because you can make a ton of them, yes? The problem is, what happens if next time Tess goes to create somebody, and she's like, oh, she creates a $600,000, $700,000 tag, and then you have somebody who, you hire a virtual assistant in a few months to help you out with your database, and they create a tag that's called like 600 to 650,000. Now you've got dozens and dozens of tags that kind of mess up. Another thing you might want to do, especially around price range, is using fields. So you can create custom fields. So for example, in this office, when you join our office, we ask you a number of questions, right? Including which ALC committee would you like to join? So I made that a field or a drop-down that I can say, hey, this person wants just this. You can make a custom field that's just price range. The downside is that it's not a this and this. It's a pick one from the drop-down menu, which means that if somebody's an investor client, that would be one of the exceptions. If somebody's an investor client, are they possibly looking at 500, 600, and 800, and 1.1? Because they're like, hey, if the price is right, I'll do it, right? Now, typically, that's not the case. I mean, most of your clients are going to fall into a specific price range, right? So that's an option. Does anybody want to create custom fields, or you're happy with tags and that's doing what you need?
Yeah, happy with that.
Happy with that.
Okay. When the day comes where you want to start creating custom fields, let me know. Okay. All right, so at this point, you've got your contacts. You can start organizing them by tags. So let's go back to our contacts page. And now you're going to want to come in some morning and say, hey, just show me my leads, right? Well, that's an easy one. You come here and say, everyone, click on leads, and now you're just seeing leads. You've filtered out everybody else, and you're probably going to start making your way down and calling all of these people and following up. I do want to point out, if you call them from within Kelly, actually, we'll do a real live test here. All right, so let me go back to everyone, and I'm going to type in Teresa Flores. And I'm going to click. So that says here, I last contacted Teresa 13 days ago, because that's the last time that I recorded in command that I had a conversation with you. Right, if I had a conversation yesterday and didn't tell command isn't yet omnipresent, right? It only knows what I tell it. So what I'm suggesting that you do is when you come in to Kelly, this is how you're going to want to start making your phone calls. Oh, right, I was helping out Mike yesterday. Gosh darn it, I have to download Kelly again. Mike broke Kelly. Please tease him about that the next time you see him. Right, I was talking with the developer and she's like, I got on a video call with her, she's like, we're going to have to look into that. And I was like, I will be sure to tell my broker that. That's hilarious. All right, so when you open up your Kelly app, down at the bottom, you see where there's like a white bar? Mm-hmm. You can now type in, find Teresa Flores, find client name. And you do have to put in the word find.
And then send?
Yes, thank you. Perfect.
Okay. And then you just call them from there.
Call them from there. So I'm going to show you guys what happens. Always use, always allow, touch ID. Okay. Allow.
I'm not getting her phone number, or can't find it on KW Connect.
Give me a second. So you're saying, who did you try to find?
A lead? Yeah.
So somebody who is in your command system already.
Yes.
And so you came in like this, and you started typing in find,
Correct.
and then you typed in her name. Yes? Your lead's name? So here we go.
Not put find. Yeah.
You have to say find. You have to say find.
Still saying that.
Okay, give me a second. I want to show you how to work this, and then we'll do some troubleshooting. So I'm in here. I'm going to click call. Don't answer your phone, Teresa. Okay. All right, it's ringing, it's ringing, it's ringing. Hello, hello. All right, and if you let it go, you have to do more than like 3 seconds, or it figures it was a pocket dial. All right. And, okay, I'm going to now hang up. And Kelly's asking me, hey, you just had a call with Teresa Flores. How did it go? Is she interested? Not interested. Left a message. No answer. Do not call or cancel. I'm going to say that I left a message. What kind of voicemail did I leave? I was thanking her. Thanking for attending. Thank you for attending. Okay, and so now I just hit send. It says I want to record that. I say yes. And so now I've got this message in here, but what did that do to Teresa's contact? It now is already showing that at 10:28 a.m. this morning, I had a phone call with her, left a voicemail, and said, thank you for attending class. So, right, that's really cool, because now I don't have to go back and keep updating command every time I make contacts, as long as I call them from within Kelly. So, Marisa, you said you're having an issue that you're not able to do that. So let's take a look at it. And can you show me in command how you absolutely spelled her name? All right, so I'm going to come in here. I'm going to say find and RMUSE send. And you definitely have the most recent version of Kelly? It's okay. Let's see. I'm going to go to your contacts. I'm going to type in and yes. She is not one listed as one of your contacts. You've got Ann Cleary, Ann Timoney, Ann Blue, Ann Chan, Ann Miller, and that's it for your Anns. So double check and make sure that you have an updated version of Kelly's. Anybody else having issues finding somebody?
The one that I just added.
Yep. Gotcha. So if you click on edit for me. Yep. What do you have as that person's first name? Right. We need to just have a name. Yes. Okay.
So how do I check if I got the newest?
You would go to the App Store and search Kelly. Click Kelly. And you do. It says open. If it didn't say update.
Gotcha.
Okay, so let's see here. So if you're in your Kelly app, so in addition to being able to go to the bottom and say find, you also at the bottom can see command. See where it says command? If you click on there and click on contacts, this should show you everybody in your system. But Ann wasn't showing up there. Waited half an hour. We'll see if maybe that's one of the things that, I was told that they had finished doing all of their contact updates for the week. So it should be working by now. Because it's not, and it's the week before Mega Camp, give it a half an hour. After class, you and I will take a look at it together, okay, Marissa? Is it warm in here?
A little bit.
Oh, but yeah. Oh my goodness. Some crazy person put it at 78.
We're all.
I'm like, I'm never warm, so I'm warm. I'm either getting sick or it's really warm in here. Okay. Okay, so that's a really easy way to follow up with your contacts, right?
Yes.
So, but what happens, so that's how we can look at leads. Now let's take a look and say, hey, there's a tag that I'm doing over and over and over again, like your sphere of influence, right? Is that something that we frequently want to communicate with just our sphere? Okay, so we're back on the contacts page. Click on filters. Make the system tag or custom tag selected of what you would like. So in this case, I'm going to say, nope, sphere of influence isn't one of them, so I'm gonna pick MCAs. I call MCAs a lot, following up with them. And if there's anything else, you might want to say, hey, maybe it's a birthday. Do you want to see people whose birthday is coming in the next 2 weeks? Is there something that you want to see people who have a specific lead source? Like, hey, I just want to see my expireds today. I just want to do whatever it is. I want you to create your filter. Scroll all the way to the bottom and then click Save Smart View once you've put all of your particular filters in place that you want for this list of people. So we're going to spend a couple minutes setting up the Smart View. So let me know if you have any questions or issues setting yours up. If you need me to re-walk you through that, I will do that. Yeah, what's up?
What do we put on Smart View name?
Whatever you want to call your Smart View. Yes. So who did you select? What was your filter that you put in place, Tess? Agents. Okay, and you could just call this then agents, or you could call it potential downline. Like, think, so why are you contacting this?
Just to greet them birthdays or.
Okay, so if you're calling for birthdays, you're also then going to want to put in a birthday, right? So think about why it is that you want to look at this list. Make sure that your filter is as complete as possible, and then name it, and you're the only one who will see the name of the filter.
Can we use custom tags as well?
You absolutely can. Right over here, right next to system tags, is custom tags. Yep.
So save the Smart View.
Yep, as soon as you're ready, as soon as you've got your filters as complete as possible, scroll to the bottom and say Save Smart View. All right, everybody got that? Okay. And then you're going to name it, and I'm going to name mine MC Angels. And then I'm going to say Save Smart View. Okay. So now, whenever you log in here, instead of having to sort through your hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of contacts, you can come up to select Smart View, and you can say, hey, just show me, there was an error, of course there was, just show me, here we go, KW San Jose agents. So now instead of 2,142 names, I'm looking at 109. Instead of now looking at 4,000 names, you're looking at the 31 that were hot leads that you've listed as hot leads. However you want to do it. Okay. You now have these Smart Views. And if you want to if you click on Manage Smart Views, this is where you can come in and delete them. Because you can say like, you know what, I'm not using that, or I need to edit it. I needed to put in some more information. Okay. You just click on that Manage Smart Views, and that's how you can do it. Right. And then what you can do, one of the things that I like, is once you've got your Smart View, click on the words last contacted, and now you're sorting by last contacted, and I like to do a reverse sort. Because, oh my gosh, somehow Kara Young and Laura Waldrop and Leonor Mendoza have slipped through the cracks. I haven't contacted them ever, according to command. Now, in fact, I was on the phone with Leonor this morning. I didn't record a new command yet, right? So command is only as good as what I tell it. It's the whole garbage in, garbage out theory, all right? So this is now my call list. These are my hot leads. This is reverse sorted by last contacted. These are people I've got to talk to today. Like, oh my gosh, hey, I just realized I haven't spoken to you in months. How have you been doing? And then you can have the forward conversation, right? And forward stands for
Family, occupation, recreation.
oh my gosh!
A plus.
Seriously, I literally have gold star stickers in my office. I think you deserved one. All right. And then you can easily just click the filters on, check that box, and now you're back to seeing everybody. So that's how you can remove filters. So hopefully that will help you when making your call list each morning, because we should be contacting approximately how many people a day? 10 or more, right? 10 is a minimum, right? Okay. So, but you guys also said that, hey, I want to use smart plans. I want to have the system, I want to have Command and Kelly automatically tell me who I need to call today. I want to have Kelly automatically send out a text message when people come to my open house, right? So are you guys ready to move on to smart plans now that we've got our contacts in here? Okay. Claire was like shaking her head and I'm like, oh.
No, I was looking at the filters, and I have follow-up us connected with this one with commands. It doesn't have the filters that I have in follow-up us. So to me, it was like, shoot, now I have to check everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is, again, better to start it now than to start in 6 months, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Like screen
No matter how many people you have now, you're going to have more in 6 months. It's an easier task today.
Yeah.
Okay. And the Tom Calavoda approach, it works. He just showed the letter of the alphabet, and it took him 26 days. For you,
already.
oh, he finished a couple months ago. That's how he got 3 listings out of it. Of just going through his address book and calling in people saying, hey, I was going through my address book and realized that I didn't have your birthday, and I wanted to be able to send you a birthday card. Great. Well, I've got you on the phone. What's your preferred mailing address? Fantastic. Now he has a home address for them, and he knows their birthday. Now he's made a custom neighborhood website for everybody because he has their mailing address. And hey, well, I've got you on the phone. Do you have any questions for me? Do you know anybody looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? You got 3 listings just by making those phone calls. Right? Of just the, hey, updating my address book. Don't call it a database when you talk to clients, right? It's an address book. Okay, so now that we have contacts, we can start setting them up on smart plans. So go ahead and click on the smart, if you're going to get to the point where you know all the icons. You know what the icons mean. If you don't, you can always click these 3 lines, and it pushes out and says, here's what they are. All right. So let's go ahead and click on smart plans. And yes, it still looks like this, and it's because you can't create your own custom smart plans yet. However, if you click here to manage your smart plans via the Kelly Guide, you are going to have access to 6 smart plans. If you click on the number 3, the word smart plans up at the top, you're going to see what all of those smart plans are.
Where do you click?
Where's my 8x8? It was supposed to be on yesterday. Sorry, what was that, Clara?
What do you click after the smart plan?
Yeah. So you click on the word smart plans. You click on a blue bar that says click here to manage your smart plans.
Okay.
Okay. And then, yes, I think all of you have attended my marketing class before, so you all have a marketing profile set up, right? Yeah, okay. So to see what the ones you make,
I don't think I did. How do I find out?
click on Get Started, and you should see everything already in there.
Is it on this?
It's okay. George, because we don't have time, even if you don't, we don't have time right now. But okay, click on the number 3 that says Smart Plans up here at the top, Clara.
Yeah, I don't have the link previous to that. I know why.
All right, anybody else not working? Anybody else having some weird issues?
Yep.
Sure.
And I lost it.
Okay,
sure.
So what we're going to try, I want to see, we'll just pick, doesn't matter who, I just want to click on them and click here on smart plans. And, okay, so at least you have the smart plans, you just can't get into them for some reason. So what Clara is having, Clara knows what she's supposed to do, right? She's like, nope, I know what else to click on, and it's not there. So whenever that happens to you, click on the support button. This is going to get you a live chat with a tech support person. In my experience, I am usually 1, 2, maybe 3 in line for this, and if I call up, I get the, yeah, I'm more than 10 people in line ahead of you. And an hour later, it still says there's more than 10 people in line ahead. Like, the chat is the fastest way to get this. Please be aware that they're moving the support button and the Riley button up to the question mark in a few weeks. So this is going to disappear from down at the bottom because they're going to give us all this space back. Have you guys, I don't know, have you guys experienced where the save button is behind the support button and you can't click the save button? Right. They're fixing that, so just be aware. When support and Riley are not down here, it's because they're going to end up here. Okay. So if you click the support button, Clara, they will, tech support should be able to fix it for you like in a matter of seconds. They'll be like, oh, sorry, something on the back end. Boop, try it now. Thank you. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, oops, not skip chest. Okay, so when you click on the number 3, do you guys see your smart plans that you have as options?
Yes.
Wonderful. So let's go ahead and think of one of your leads right now that you have in your system. Anybody that's coming to an open house that you've recently met, that wants to sell their house, buy a house, anybody who you'd mark as a lead, do you have that person in your head?
Yes.
Okay. And are they a short-term lead, like they want to buy or sell now, or sometime in the future? Now, okay, so they are a solid lead.
Yes.
So what I would do is I would put them on the midterm nurture at a very minimum. This is saying that they want to buy or sell a house within the next 3 to 6 months. And if you click on here to the view steps, you'll be able to see what all of the steps are. So a midterm nurture says that they are automatically going to start getting an email from you every 2 weeks. That's your neighborhood nurture plan. So it's the, hey, this is what's going on in the neighborhoods that they care about. Another trick, some of our agents in our office, when they hold an open house, you don't usually get, people sign in, they don't usually give you their home address, do they? But what do you know about them? You know that they're thinking in some way, shape, or form about buying that house in that neighborhood, right? So what some of the agents in our office are doing is adding them to a neighborhood nurture email on that neighborhood. Because at least you know that that's something that they're somewhat interested in. And then as they communicate with you, oh, we're actually also looking in Milpitas and possibly South Fremont. You could add in neighborhoods for there as well. Right, at least to get them something that you're sending them about, like, hey, I have information on the market, right? Okay, so it's going to immediately send them that email. It's going to wait 2 weeks. It's going to then remind you to call them. It's going to wait 2 weeks. It's going to automatically send them a text saying, hey, just checking in with you to see how things are going. Please let me know if you have any questions. If you have not set up your Twilio account yet, it's instead going to give you a reminder that you need to text them. Okay? And then it's going to repeat, and it's going to send them a neighborhood nurture email, and then wait 2 weeks and then remind you to call them, and then wait 2 weeks and then send them a text, and then neighborhood nurture. It just does this. Now, if that's like, ooh, that's kind of a distant, like that's 2 weeks between contacts, you might want to do more. That's where the 8x8 comes into play. Does anybody in here have an 8x8 on your session right now? No. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to, because it's supposed to be out. Yeah. I'll show you at least what it looks like. Oh, and also see how the top of this is now charcoal gray? That's the new skin shell that's coming out in a week or 2. So, yeah, that's not what I voted on, but I'm okay with it, and I'm accepting defeat.
What did you vote?
I voted on a white background. I liked the clean white, and this one by far, like 90% of the votes, people were like, charcoal, keep it charcoal. Anyway, I'm obviously still a little sore about that. Okay. It's like, dadgummit. Okay, smart plans, and here we go. Okay, so this will be coming out very, very soon. if it's already in this environment. So the 8x8 is new contact engagement. And it sends out a text saying, hey, it was great seeing you. Wonderful for those open houses, right? Somebody you bumped into at Starbucks. Could even just be somebody that you're reconnecting with at a Labor Day barbecue coming up. And then it waits just 7 days, and it sends an email saying, hey, let's grab coffee. It's an email like, let's get together, let's see each other, let's do something. Wait 7 days, reminds you to give them a call. Wait 7 days, sends a text message saying, is there anything I can do to help you? Wait 7 days, sends them that neighborhood nurture email, because they're going to get it just once a month on this plan. Wait 7 days, going to remind you to call them again. And then 7 days, it's going to send that text saying, did you see my email about that neighborhood? Now again, if you have Twilio connected, the text will automatically go out. If you don't, it's going to just give you a reminder to send it out. So in my head, either works, right? Okay, it's just a matter of for you. You might get to the point where you're like, I can't send out 57 texts a day anymore. My fingers are falling off. Connect to Twilio.
Twilio?
And if we have time at the end of the class, we can connect it together.
Or what is it? Can you spell it?
It's in command.
Oh, it's in command.
And
Okay.
it sends a message for you? Like but you say what to...
No, it even says it for you.
And it's a good message? I mean, I think that's...
It is. They tell you what it is. The first one on the new 8x8 is, it was great seeing you.
Oh, yeah.
And you can always modify those, right?
You can, yes.
Yeah.
You can always customize.
But again, that works for buyers and sellers, right? That works for everybody. The next text that goes out is, hey, is there anything I can help you with? Any real estate needs, looking to buy, sell, invest, anything I can help you with? And then the third text that goes out is, did you get my email about your neighborhood? So it's going to follow up the neighborhood.
This is something for when it's just a follow-up, right? If they get back to us, then we can text back,
Absolutely,
right?
you can. Yeah,
So the other ones won't get out.
correct.
Yeah, okay, it's gonna stop.
Thank you for checking.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it won't stop it.
No, it won't.
No, it'll keep going to 8x8 because they might respond saying, oh no, I'm good. You don't want them to stop hearing from you. It's going to keep doing it, so you would then have to manually take them off of the 8x8.
Okay.
Or is it the end of the world if you get a reminder in 7 days to call them again?
No, for that is okay, but for the text, because if, let's say, they get back to you or whatever, and then it goes the next one,
Yeah.
it doesn't go with the conversation, that would be weird. That's what I'm saying.
So you gotta turn that
Okay, so I hear what you're saying, so you could then manually remove them from the 8x8.
So you have to.
Or the next text is simply following up from an email of, did you receive my email? That kind of works whenever, even if
Yeah.
you did respond to your earlier text.
Yes, I'm just.
Your call
curious.
completely.
Yes, because the system that I use, once they get back to us, it stops, so it doesn't get
And you
weird.
will be able to do that when we can create custom smart plans. You're going to be able to do like if-then branch trees, or if they respond, do this, and if they don't, then do this, and this, and it creates this
Awesome.
like mind cloud.
Yeah.
Right now, we're keeping with the quick, easy Kelly guides.
Can you do that on Kelly if you want to manually turn it off or?
The smart plans?
Yeah.
Or you have to go that one, I'm not positive. I think you have to go to command at this point, but I like where you're going with that.
Everything's right here.
So, let me think. I should have Tess, I'm just looking you up as my example, because I believe I have you on a smart plan. And is unable to reach the server, of course.
Right now.
Right, yeah.
Can I ask one quick question? And I know I came in, so you might have already gone over this. So in BrokerKit right now, the texting, it goes to, a 408 number that we created. Does this go automatically to your cell phone number? Where does the text, it's
another auto assignment, so thank you for that. No, we haven't, but when you set up your Twilio account, it's going to automatically give you a 512 area code, because that's where Keller Williams headquarters are. It is about a 3.5 to 4 minute process to get a 408 number, or an 831?
Yeah.
813.
Yeah, 831.
Okay, 831 number. And if you spend $1, and I did, you can purchase a custom one. So my number, for example, is 40857 Kelly.
Oh, cool.
Right. I was like,
Okay, so it
that's
comes
worth
to
$1
you,
experiment.
it comes to you as an email, not really a text on
No, that comes to the text.
Oh, so it comes to you, okay.
Through
I'll
Kelly.
get used to it. Okay.
It's okay. It's all through Kelly and Command.
And I think Jen Morris might be here, so I'm gonna have him come back.
Oh, fantastic. Absolutely. But it comes through Kelly. It doesn't come through your text, which means if somebody responds at 4 o'clock in the morning, you don't see it until you wake up and start doing your follow-up with your leads at 7:30 the next morning, or 9 o'clock the next morning, whenever.
And probably in the future, that it will be nice to get the text directly, even though it costs money.
I don't know about you guys, I don't want that. I get texts from agents in this office and from MCAs around the country at all hours of the day.
Yeah, but if it comes from a lead, let's say, it's always good to have it, especially if it's a new lead.
Do people have the same sleep habits as you?
Well, even if it is at 5 p.m.
Okay, the 5 a.m.
Right? Because if
Okay.
you're leaving 5 p.m. or 5:30 or 6 p.m. and there is somebody asking to leave their house and they have some questions, you're going to see it immediately.
So what
in the
Clara
text.
is saying is that she wants to receive an automatic notification.
Mhm.
Perfect, just turn Kelly notifications on,
Yeah,
and you will be notified immediately.
awesome.
Yes, okay.
Kelly, quick question on the Twilio.
Hang on, not quite yet, 'cause we only have 5 minutes left, and I want to make sure. So, we got a little off track on that one. But here's, so what I want you to do is go, so you said you had somebody in your head of somebody you want to follow up with, right? You want to put them onto a smart plan? So I want you to click on the smart plan of your choice, and click Add Contacts. I'm going to quickly catch up with you guys. Yeah, I'm bummed about that 8x8 not showing up yet. I would say keep checking in every couple of hours. It was supposed to have been done yesterday. In fact, I was told by the developer that it was done yesterday. All right, everybody added somebody or a multiple somebodies?
Okay, so go back to my contact and then add them.
Is yours not working?
Mine wasn't either.
So you're saying you click
So I
on,
click on smart plan.
here we go, I'm gonna add Teresa to my quarterly call plan. All right, so if I come in here and I say Teresa Flores, and I check this box and say add a smart plan,
So let's see.
not working?
So you go, I'm going to term nurture, add contact, and then search by name.
Yep, and I'm gonna type in Teresa Flores.
And the person I'm typing in, it says your search did not return any contacts. Please adjust.
Is somebody else receiving the same error message?
query.
Okay, so is anybody else receiving the same kind of error message that Teresa's getting? Yours is working?
Yeah, I added somebody that
Okay, perfect, yours is working. Tess, is yours working? Clara, yours is working?
No, because I don't have.
Oh, that's right, you have it, okay.
No worries.
So Teresa, you and I are gonna figure out exactly what's going on with yours. So another way though that you can add somebody if this isn't working is go to the contact directly. So we're gonna go back to our contacts field. Open them up, go to that client. And then you have this button here that says add smart plan. So you can do that from within the contract record too. However, that means you can only add one at a time. Whereas if you're on the smart plan, you can add, bulk add. Do not add more than 20 people to a smart plan a day if that smart plan involves phone calls. Because you are going to end up one morning getting 256 reminders to follow up with 256 people that day. Don't do that to yourself. I did it and I regret it. Okay, add like 20 a day, 10 a day, however many you're comfortable calling in a day, whatever that number is, that's how many you're going to want to start adding each day.
Unless they want to do a 100 bold.
You could totally do a bold 100 every single month, because don't forget, at least for on the 90-day call, every 90 days you're going to be doing a 100 bold. If it's on the monthly neighborhood nurture, you're going to be following up with 100 people every 30 days, yeah. So just do where your comfort level is.
That would be awesome.
So within here, you're right, you can just say add the smart plan, and then you can just click on.
That works.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Not sure why the other
Yeah, that
one
works, yes.
Like anything else today for the next couple of days, try it again in half an hour or an hour. Okay. So did that help? Okay, so you guys now have contacts, you know how to add in custom tags. You now can add people to smart plans. Any day now we can add people to 8, or a minute now, 8x8s as well. Other questions for me, because we do have a couple minutes, and now would be your Twilio.
The Twilio, do we get charged for that?
You do an eighth of a penny per text. So every 8 people that you send a message to using Twilio is going to cost you a penny.
8 people?
Because it's an eighth of a cent per text.
Oh, okay.
So every 8 people, it's going to be a penny. And so for every 80 people, it's 10 cents. For every 800 people, it's $1. So you're spending $1 for every 800 texts that go out. We're going to do it together if you want. Yeah. All right, so click up here on your name, click on settings, and this is where you can connect any of the apps within Command, right? Including Porch, which came out last week, which totally different topic, sorry. Scroll down to where, oh, right there's Porch. Scroll down to where it says Twilio, and you're going to click on something that's probably like Connect. You see Connect, Connect Account, Connect More.
And then I won't be surprised if down the road they integrate everything so we don't have to pay Twilio separate time, maybe in the future.
Are you talking like 6 months future or like someday somewhere in the future?
Yeah, could be 6 months. Follow up, let's do it already. So
I would be shocked if we do it in the next 6 months. Because think about this. We have we have a few hundred tech people, right? And every single day, they have a limited number of hours in which they can work. Right now, do we want them creating kick-ass smart plans that ways we can follow up with our clients? Or do we want them building something that we can already partner with and connect?
oh yeah,
Right.
totally agree.
Yeah, so down the road, absolutely, I'm sure that we're going to have the best of everything and it's all us. I wouldn't expect that to happen in 6 months.
And it's okay. I mean, it's cheap. I'm just.
Oh yeah, no, it's super cheap. It's like 800 texts for $1. And what happens is it charges your card $20, and then it just took, so you're not getting a credit card bill for, half of a penny. You get $20, and then, and then as your account goes down, I think when it hits like the $5 mark or the dollar mark or something, it charges you 20 again.
Okay, I see.
So you have like this credit balance in here. All right, so did everybody find Twilio? Your connected apps? And did you connect it?
Not yet.
So we have to put first name and everything, right? Credit card
Yes.
number.
Yes.
I don't have a
Like
number.
security. I can always do this later, I suppose.
Yeah.
This is where you connect all the apps.
Okay.
Yes, so you will never have to go to another outside website to do this.
Okay.
Make sure that you've configured MailJet as well. Whenever you send out any of the Smart Plan emails, they're going to have a reply to email within MailJet. Make sure that right now you put in your @kw.com email address, and then as soon as you save it, you can edit it to be anything else. But the first time it has to be that KW email.
And what's MailJet?
MailJet is just a company that sends out bulk mails,
Oh, okay.
emails. Well, it does it without too many things going spam.
Instead of MailChimp, is that a difference?
So people are calling it MailChimp, it's funny. MailChimp originally partnered them because they had an agreement with us and it was going to be for free. And then I think that they were underestimating exactly how many emails and databases Keller Williams agents had. And they were like, oh, we take it back, it's going to be $300 a month per agent.
So do we disconnect now from them or not?
Did you ever give them your credit card information?
No.
Then I would say keep it as it is, because there's a few things that MailChimp can still do for you.
Okay.
But if you gave them your credit card information, they're going to start charging $299 a month.
Okay. I have no idea. I don't think I did.
You would have been charged by now.
Oh, okay.
All right, so you've got MailJet, you've got Twilio, you are now fully functioning for all the smart plans. Right? And then the reminders are going to pop up either here in Command Task Manager of, hey, here's the things you need to do today, or you're going to get a 7 a.m. alert on Kelly of, here's the leads that you need to follow up with. Here's your to-do list for today. And so you've got it, again, it's the same information, just in 2 different places.
So when on the Kelly alert,
Yeah.
it sends you an email in the morning. And
I
then
don't get an email in the morning.
you saw, I showed you where I got an alert, right?
Yeah, I don't get an email in the morning.
Oh, there's an updated, a download available I have to do.
You could if you want, right? You could get it if you want it.
I think you can, but I'm not positive.
Okay.
Well, what my question was, and maybe I just gotta play with it a little bit longer. I had, like exclamation point, like there's something for you to do kind of reminder. And then when I got into Kelly, I couldn't figure out where that went. Where did the alert go to?
Yeah, and look at it, that is the exact phone call I got from my mom yesterday.
See? And mine's doing an update right now, so I'm gonna.
Alright, so I'm gonna show you guys. Alright, so here is my phone. Alright, so, I don't think I had any notifications this morning.
I don't think I did either, but I had one
Okay.
yesterday and
Right.
then I couldn't.
So you go into Kelly when you see like, hey, there's a notification for you. And when you're in here, see that bell up in the top
Yeah.
right hand corner? All I have to do is click on that bell and it shows me, hey, here's all of my tasks.
Okay, that's what I did then, so maybe I didn't really have a notification then.
And I can click on view, I can click on this link, and it's going to take me to my task manager within, it's basically a command web-friendly version, or mobile-friendly version.
So my notification, this is what happened yesterday, it just shows up as blank. So does that mean there's nothing? I can't, my notification window is just showing blank.
All right, let's take a look at anybody else. Oh, you guys, just a heads up, it is 11 o'clock, so we are officially done.
It sounds like you guys did a lot more than contacts today.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We spent half an hour on contacts and then half an hour now you're following up with contacts because, great, you've got 2,000 names, but if you're not calling any of them, you don't have any. Right?
But Kelly, you mentioned earlier that you were asking Melissa if her case is
Updated?
maybe. What is there, right? Because I.
There's updates all the time.
Application, but I have this here, applications.
Well, I have mine so that it's supposed to automatically update. Like, I have my apps, like, because if you have a lot of apps on your phone, updates are being pushed out all the time for all the apps on your phone. And you can either manually, like, every week, go to the App Store and update all of your apps, or you can tell your phone to do it at night while you're sleeping.
Right.
Which is what I've done, because I don't have time to update apps.
So you said that mine is updated, should I just start a load?
Remember how I said just wait a half an hour or an hour?
Okay.
Remember, there's lots of, Keller Williams is updating
this
it like crazy this week, so if something doesn't work,
You know what?
don't freak out,
Megan,
set aside for an hour, and then come back to it. If it still doesn't work, then you're going to contact support, like we showed with Clara. Okay.
Yeah, does that just mean I don't have any notifications? Because it keeps showing up blank.
It should say something like you don't have any, oh yeah, you don't have a circle number.
All right, so then if
If you come in here, you can come in here and you got your task manager that way too.
Thank you, Kelly.
You're so welcome, thank you, Teresa.
Wait, so.
How are you? Fine, thank you. How are you?
Oh, task manager. All right.
You
You guys, I have to tell you. So last night, I was sitting having dinner with my husband, and I'm like, I'm going to show you the innovation cycle. So I actually called Yvonne because she had taken that picture. And I said, can you text it to me really quick? Because I wasn't sure I was fully going to remember it, and I didn't have my notes with me. So I cheated from the picture she took, and I totally wrote it out for him. And he was like, he had taken a business class last fall, and he said, we learned about that similar kind of thing. And we had a really good discussion about it. It was cool. Nice.
Well, and I'm just thinking of a book I'm reading right now and a phrase that somebody said. Think about the auto industry way back at the beginning, right? We went from horses
Which
to...
book are you reading?
Oh, it's just a fiction.
Oh, because,
It's a novel. But we went from people riding horses to those crazy people trying to ride bicycles, those are insane people, to the late 1800s, 1880s, like the first motorized vehicle came around, and those people were nuts, right? The people who made those were nuts, the people who drove them were nuts, they were a menace to society, and it was the downfall of the world, and that was just coming in. And then within 30 years, you had people starting to do mass production of vehicles, and other people going, if you think we're making money over there, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do something different. I'm going to make a windshield.
Yeah.
What? You know, that was an innovation at one point, right? I'm going to make headlights so you don't actually have to hang a lantern, right? Because people had to do
And
that.
now, so the book I'm reading right now is called What to Do When Machines Do Everything.
Oh, I guess.
Excellent. I'm going to order a few copies. And they were just talking about the Henry Ford innovation. I just
That's crazy. That's crazy.
What's this reading?
No, I was like, are we reading the same book?
No, I'm reading the Deborah Harkness Lost Souls trilogy. Book number 2.
Basically, what they're saying about the fourth industrial revolution is that we're in the clunky phase right now. And that in 10 years even, 2030, our cars, they were talking about Henry Ford over 100 years ago to now, and our cars, it will schedule their own appointments to get service and drive themselves to get service when we're sitting at